Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sporting Perspective. It is week 18 of the NFL season. Last week of the season, I can't believe we're already here. This is going to be probably a pretty nice, compact, sweet show in what we're compared to because a lot of the games don't have a lot of meaning this week. So we're going to kind of fly through this, but we do have some news that we want to talk about off the top. So, James, I'll pass it over to you, and then we'll get into some games.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Stephon Diggs is facing charges of felony strangulation or suffocation and misdemeanor assault and battery in connection with the December 2nd incident, which, from the article I found on CBS Sports, it looks like it happened at a club. He is scheduled to be in court Friday, January 23rd for his arraignment. Interesting enough, that date falls 2 days before the AFC Championship game. So, as of right this second, I don't think anything's happening. I'm sure he'll obviously appeal this. But I don't know. We're a couple days away. I mean, it's not going to affect, obviously, this week 18. Whether he plays or not, it doesn't matter for the Patriots, really. But it'll be something to monitor. Could he get suspended going into the playoffs? Will he play at the beginning of the playoffs and the Patriots win and say they're in the championship game, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, Diggs is scheduled to be in court that Friday before, and he's tried and he's guilty, and it's like, all right, yeah, he's off the team or suspended then. So yeah, I don't know, just a very weird story. So just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. I mean, he it's just stupid. I can't even. It's just stupid. Well,
He's like the biggest weapon that, maybe minus Travion Henderson. I mean, he's like literally the receiving core
yeah,
for Drake May. Because without him, they're gonna really have to rely on like Hunter Henry and then Kyle Williams and Kendrick Bourne and guys like, I mean, guys who are fine secondary pieces, but Diggs is that alpha receiver, and they need him.
yeah. But I mean, I'll just go from non-football perspective of it. Just like, what are you trying to accomplish here? You're trying to kill somebody with your hands. I mean, it's just stupid.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like, where's your mindset at? Like, come on,
first DK and now Stephon Diggs. It's like, come on, guys. Like,
come on, guys.
they definitely fit the. I mean, this is going down that diva wide receiver.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And this is not what New England wants. This is not what New England needs. This is a very young team. Coming from the football perspective of it, it's like this is a team that kind of needs everything to be very laser focused because they've played a very easy schedule throughout the season. A lot of people have made that complaint. And obviously, when you get to the playoffs, you're not going to be playing those easy teams anymore. So,
No,
yeah. So, anything else from the news bracket?
I don't think so. It's been kind
Okay.
of a quiet NFL week. Good
Oh,
games in week 16. If you won your fantasy football championship, congrats.
we
Yeah,
made
we got
we
week
made
18 and then playoffs starting.
we made some money, so we were happy with that. So, not a bad thing. But yeah, week 18, we're going to jump right into it. As I said, this is going to be a shorter show. A lot of these matchups don't really have much playing for it, so I'll kind of make a quick note. But these first two games do have major implications, and those are the Saturday games. So let's just jump right on into it. Carolina heading to Tampa Bay. Pretty much the scenario here is if Carolina wins, they're in. If Tampa Bay wins, they still need Atlanta now to lose to get in, which is Tampa Bay has had an epic collapse. I mean, I think they've lost 7 of their last 8. But Carolina's road super simple, win and in.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I mean, I really want to go Carolina, but I'm still picking. I think the veterans on Tampa Bay, if they have their mindset right, should have. They should go into this game saying we're not losing. I mean, this is Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Baker Mayfield. We're talking about. I mean, these are high level, high character guys who also just put it all on the line week in and week out. Well, week in and week out for Baker. Mike Evans and Godwin seem to have injury problems. Mike Evans all the time. But I'm rolling with Tampa Bay. I just think Carolina's just still not there. Rico Dowdle has been a beast for Carolina, but we saw this past week their number one receiver in McMillan just went almost basically catchless until like the last like it was like the second to last drive or last drive. I mean, he had zero catches
Nope.
through the first three quarters, and that cannot happen. Not only for a division winner, not only for a playoff team, but just your number one receiver in general. And Bryce Young, he's made strides here and there. He looks better, but I don't think he's good. Tampa Bay, I can't figure out. Like, they're finally getting healthy. Everyone's on the field, and they're still just losing. I don't know what the deal is. This is a division game. You know it'll be close, but I'm just leaning Tampa.
I'm actually going to take Carolina, and it's more for the defensive side of the ball. I think that Carolina defense is really well constructed, and they've been really good here these last couple months. They looked really nice for the most part against Seattle. Seattle kind of got it going there late, but they pretty much had them in check the whole first half. Tampa Bay has just been a massive disappointment these last two-ish months. It's just really hard to pick them in any game at this point because they've had so many opportunities to win games, and they haven't done it. And they're, as I said, they've lost 7 of their last 8, and their only win comes to Arizona, who's trash. I mean, it's really tough to take Tampa Bay at this point. So I'm going to take Carolina, not for the offensive side of the ball, but I just don't know if Tampa Bay is going to score more than 10 points. So pretty much that's simple. Our second Saturday game, I think, is a much better game. Seattle heading to San Francisco. The winner of this will take that one spot in the NFC, which is very important with the bye. The loser more than likely will get the 5 spot and take on the winner of the game we just talked about.
Yeah, this is a massive offense versus defense game, especially for the 49ers coming off that Sunday night game, which was super entertaining. And then obviously Seattle has one of, if not the best defense in the league. Maybe Houston might be a little better, but numbers wise. But I'm leaning 49ers. I think what I saw out of Brock Purdy and McCaffrey and really just that entire offense was incredible. Some of the plays Purdy made were insane.
Yeah.
And Seattle, honestly, they're kind of one-dimensional in the sense that they throw to Smith and Jigba, and if they can't get him the ball, you kind of know they're going to run. So if you can key in on shutting down Smith and Jigba, which is easier said than done, you know they're going to try to run all over you. So, I don't know. Niners don't really have that good of a defense. This would be a game where, you know, having Fred Warner, I think, would just be a major boost. But I'm still taking the Niners. I think McCaffrey's playing at a ridiculous pace and a ridiculous level from a year ago when we thought his back and whole body was just breaking apart. So, yeah, I think offense prevails in this one. I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners as well. Sam Darnold, even though he's had a very nice year, I still don't trust him. He could turn the ball over 4 times, and it wouldn't surprise me. San Francisco's got a lot of weapons on that offense. So the offense of San Francisco versus the defense of Seattle is going to be the watch here. As good as it gets, basically on both sides. And I'm gonna give San Francisco the edge. Playing at home also helps out a lot here. So I'm gonna take San Francisco. Now we're gonna go to Sunday's games, and let me count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basically the whole slate. We're gonna kind of rapid fire through this. They don't matter, or they're going to be blowouts because teams are playing against for seeding against a team that's already eliminated. So we're going to kind of fly through this. So if we don't talk much about it, sorry, but there's no reason to. First one, New Orleans, Atlanta.
New Orleans because Tyler Shuck actually looks pretty solid.
I'm going to take Atlanta. They look good against the Rams. That's all I got. So, hey, I'll take that. Cleveland at Cincinnati. I guess the only big talking point here is Myles Garrett still needs to get the sack record.
Yeah, if I knew Joe Burrow and those guys were playing, I probably would take Cincinnati. I'm just going to go Cleveland because they have a better defense, and Shador Sanders is going to want to put on a show, and Miles Garrett needs a sack.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm actually also going Cleveland. Exactly the same reason. They have too many guys that are fighting for positions next year. So weird things to play for. Green Bay taking on Minnesota.
Minnesota because they have a really good defense, and I don't think Jordan Love will play.
Yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota as well. Kind of the same reason. A lot of guys fighting for positions next year. Green Bay is already locked in the 7th spot. There's nothing they can do. I see a lot of their guys probably not even going to suit up, honestly. Dallas at New York. Giants.
Dallas, I think they're still playing for pride.
I'll take Dallas as well. Exactly the same reason. I think a lot of those contracts are incentive based, so we can see probably some guys hitting their incentives. Tennessee heading to Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's already locked into the playoffs, right?
Correct.
I'll take Tennessee. Screw it.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take Jacksonville here, and it's purely just for the fact of I don't think Tennessee's any good. I think Jacksonville wins this game. I don't think they're playing for anything. I think there's a way that they can probably get to the 2, but I think they're locked in at 3 for the most part. They're like 2, 3. I'm pretty sure they can't get the 1. I'm pretty sure on that. Indianapolis heading to Houston. If I've got it right, I think Houston's also locked into the 7.
I'm still going to take Houston just because Riley Leonard has been dubbed the starter over Phillip Rivers, and I have seen nothing good out of Riley Leonard's yet.
Yeah. I'm also taking Houston. Houston's is kind of one of those teams regardless. I feel like their defense, they're just going to hit people regardless. I don't think they care. Jets heading to Buffalo. Buffalo more than likely stuck in the 6th spot.
Yeah, if Josh Allen doesn't play, I still think Trubisky beats the Jets.
I agree with you. I think the backups of the Bills can still beat up on the Jets, which is pretty funny. Yeah. Detroit heading to Chicago. Chicago can finish in 2nd or 3rd with a win. They're in the 2nd spot.
I'll take Chicago then. They have more to play for. And Caleb Williams looks really good.
I'm going to go Chicago too. I don't think they're going to let up much. I think they kind of want to roll in with momentum more than anything else. So I don't see them resting anybody. I've got them beating Detroit. Chargers heading to Denver. Chargers are locked in that 5 spot. There is a way for Denver to be the number 1. The Chargers have already said pretty much everyone is not going to play.
Yeah, I'll take Denver if they're starting all their starters. So give me Bo Nix.
Yeah, I'm going to take Denver as well there. 2 teams that I have no idea who they're going to field here. Kansas City going up against Las Vegas. No idea who's playing quarterback. No idea what we're going to see here. But
yeah. Kansas City, I think, will have that Ola Dukin, that South Dakota State dude. He's the 3rd string. And then I'm pretty sure Geno Smith is doubtful, so it'll be Kenny Pickett.
Probably.
I'm going to roll with Vegas just because Kenny Pickett to me is better than that Kansas City dude, and I don't know, Genti might have a decent game.
Yeah. I'm also going to take Las Vegas. I hope, it's likely, but I hope this isn't the way Travis Kelce goes out. That'd be kind of sad that this is the last game, if that's the case. Arizona heading to LA Rams. Rams are. There's a way they can get to 5, but they're more than likely going to be 6.
Arizona on the road's not winning. Rams.
I got the Rams as well. Miami heading to New England. Should be a bad game as well.
Yeah, I'm going to take New England. Maybe Drake made plays to try to ramp up that MVP.
Yeah, I think think Drake May at this point's probably locked it up with Stafford having such a bad week last week. I think I think Drake May is going to win the MVP. Commanders heading to Philly. Philly can either land in the 2 or the 3, but more likely they're going to be in the 3.
I'll take the Phillies. Or not the Phillies, Philadelphia. I'll take the Eagles.
Jumping into the other sport. And then the last one, this one actually does have meaning because this will be the 4 seed and the winner out of the North. Baltimore heading to Pittsburgh, so we can take a little bit more time on this one because this one kind of matters. So
I like Baltimore in this game. I think DK screwed them. Absolutely screwed them. I think if that last play where Rodgers threw it to Valdez Scantling, not saying that DK's out there, he makes the catch, but you probably like your chances more with a DK on the field rather than old man Marquez Valdez Scantling. But yeah, that idiotic. Well, I mean, it was idiotic by the fan, and also like we talked about, like DK, what are you doing? Like just
yeah.
tell security to get that guy kicked out of the game. You don't need to go over there and do anything. But he screwed over his team, and I think he's going to screw them over for the for the division. So I'm liking Baltimore. Henry, obviously, it's easy to say he's not going to replicate what he just did. That was insane. But I think he still has, obviously, some left in the tank. And regardless of if it's Lamar Jackson or Snoop Huntley, both guys are serviceable. And I say that, and it sounds kind of weird because Lamar's had such a bad year that, I mean, honestly, Huntley might move the offense better than Lamar right now. So I don't know who the better. I mean, you have to play Lamar if he's healthy,
Yeah.
but then you're not mad if Huntley has to play. But regardless, I'm taking Baltimore.
So this is a tough one for me. I mean, Henry's coming off the best game he's had all season. But, I think Lamar's going to play. But Lamar just has not been Lamar this year. That secondary hasn't been great either. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Not loving the pick. I don't think either one of these teams beats the Chargers in the first round, to be honest with you. But I'm going to take Pittsburgh. They're at home. I just don't see Rodgers getting knocked out here. I think he'll do anything to make him win. The two-headed monster of Warren and, oh my
Gainwell.
God. Thank you, Gainwell. I think it's going to be tough to slow down. I just don't see Henry. Henry had a ridiculous game last week. I don't see him doing anything near that. I think they'll be focusing in on making sure he doesn't run wild. And Lamar just has not been the same Lamar this year. And I've heard some interesting stories on the talk radio shows like, will this be the last game Lamar plays in Baltimore? And, the more I hear about it, the more I'm like, the place they're saying is Miami. I'm like, I could see that happen.
Be interesting.
Yeah. But I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Not loving the pick, but I also do believe that winner of this game's getting knocked out in the first round. So I'm a little surprised that they didn't put the Seattle-San Francisco game in that slot, to be honest with
you. Yeah. Maybe just because it's for the division. I mean, Seattle, San Fran, both teams are in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just more drama.
Probably.
Someone's knocked out. When it's win or go home.
Yeah. Well, that's week 18. And before we sign off here, it is New Year's Eve. So we have our top 5 favorite New Year's Eve / day things, I guess. Events, moments, whatever. So we'll just jump right on into it. James, you can go first. What is one of your top 5?
So my number 5 is ball drops and countdowns. And I'm going to kind of add into that fireworks, just because normally the fireworks go off at midnight. You're watching the ball drops or the countdowns, and then right when it hits midnight, fireworks go off. So I'm just going to kind of clump all that together. Whether it's, Times Square, I would never want to go to that because it just seems like an absolute madhouse chaos. I've heard of people wearing diapers because once you get in there, you can't leave. But I don't know. There's been some cool ball drops like here in Rapid City, downtown at the Alex Johnson. Ashley and I went a couple years ago, and they have they had a ball drop. Up in Prescott, north of Phoenix, they have the Boot Drop
Nice.
at Whiskey Row, which is their little square bar scene. So lots of places around the world probably have ball
Yeah.
drops. So yeah, I just think that's kind of fun.
Cool. So my number five is outdoor hockey. This has been going on now for about 15 years, I would say. But it's something that always happens on the first, usually on the first. Sometimes it peels off into the second. But this year, we get a game in Miami, so we'll see how that goes. But played games in Wrigley. They played games in, Big House in Michigan, Fenway.
Tahoe,
Um,
I think.
yeah, so there's always been really cool things. I love those atmospheres of different um, venues, like how they do baseball, where they do like the cornfields and things like that. And this kind of just adds to it. It's kind of turned into a New Year's tradition, where this year it's going to be the in Miami. So I like that one game that happens. It's something a little bit different and kind of cool on New Year's Day.
Number four, I have football, just because you're always going to get bowl games. Obviously, just within the last 2 years, we're doing the college football playoffs. Um, I actually really didn't look, but I would assume if New Year's Eve and day fall on like a Saturday or even a Sunday, you'd probably get NFL. But yeah, just overarching football because you're gonna get football some way somehow on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Yep. So my next one's kind of something that's actually kind of occurred here over the last, I'd say, 10 years. And it kind of sneaks up on you. It's all the shows that get dropped on like Netflix and Prime right at midnight. And it's all of these movies that are trying to claim like the first 2026 release. Most of them are bad. Don't get me wrong. Most of them are bad. But there are gems in there that are like, wow, I did not see that coming. And new shows that drop that are like, wow, that was really good. But there's a big clump that kind of drops right on at midnight, which is always kind of cool. We get a lot of selection. So I'm actually going to put all the different shows that get dropped on these streaming services.
Stranger Things finale. I don't know if it's tomorrow or New Year's Day. It's one of them, but that's a
It's
big deal.
it's coming. Yep.
Number three, I put down weird traditions. People have a lot of weird traditions. I know growing up, my cousins and I would go outside and throw our left sock in the air. Just kind of like a weird thing that I actually continued on into college. I haven't done it recently. Maybe I should bring that back. Teach the kid. But I did that in college at a bar, and the
Oh,
security guard looked at me like I was a nut house. And I was like, sorry, man, it's a tradition. He's
that's
like, well, he looked at me. He was like, he saw me taking my shoe off, and I'm sure he's just like, what the hell is this guy doing? And then I took my sock off and just
yeah.
tossed it in the air. But
Yep.
but yeah, there's a lot of weird traditions. We also used to we would have been in grade school, but again, my cousin Austin and Ben, we would take like old homework and like calendars and just burn them in the fireplace. So it's a good thing we didn't set any houses on fire. But yeah, weird traditions
Good deal.
at number three.
So my number three is not as exciting, but it's one of the few days where you just don't get judged for this, and it's purely sleeping. If you just want to sleep on the first, no one's going to judge you. So I'm putting sleeping because you could just sleep through the whole day, no one cares.
Sleep through sleep through the ball drops too if you just want to go to bed at like 9, especially
100%.
as we get older and it doesn't matter as much or mean as much.
Yep.
Number two, I have midnight kisses, just because over the years, college, high school, different parties you go to, whether you're with a girlfriend, your wife, or you just find some rando and give them a kiss. One of my top New Year's kisses was, I'm trying to think if you were there or not. It was at one of our friends at Will Hubbard's New Year's party. All of the girlfriends got really mad at us because we went and kissed Bandy.
I
So
think
like
I
my
was.
girlfriend at the time was just like, "What the hell? You weren't my first. Like, you kissed someone before me."
I
And
actually remember that.
all
Yeah,
the guys went and kissed Bandy
the
for the
same.
night kiss.
the same New Year's that I think you got thrown through a door.
That might have been the same one.
Yeah. Yeah. So my number two is literally I just put food. All the different food that happens between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is usually pretty electric. Just the aspect of you go to the different parties. There's a ton of great finger foods, drinking obviously as well. But generally, you have a good New Year's Day dinner, brunch, lunch somewhere in there as well. So I just put food in general. Those 2 days are usually 24-hour run is usually pretty good. So I put food.
So my number one, I guess, kind of goes with that. Number one, I just put parties, just because New Year's Eve parties, um, New Year's Day parties. I don't really heard of. I guess that maybe be more like football watching parties, but New Year's Eve parties. I mean, obviously you're gonna get a ton of alcohol, you're gonna get a ton of food.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've been to lots of New Year's Eve parties over the years. One of the most random ones that I can think of is you and I went to. You remember going to Sean Renfrey's
I do remember that. I
New
do.
Year's Eve party?
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was like at his house in his parents' house in Scottsdale.
It was really random. We were at the Tempe. We were down at the Tempe party.
Yeah. Yeah, we had,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, my grandma must have gotten us like free VIP tickets to that Fiesta Bowl New
Yeah.
Year's party. And then somehow we ended up in Scottsdale at
I
one
have
of the,
no yeah, I have no idea how we ended up at that house, but we did, which was
yeah.
super random.
I don't
I
even
don't
know how we
even
got there because that would have been before like Ubers and stuff.
I don't even know how I got home. Oh well, okay. There's a lot of things from New Year's that I just blank out on. Well, my number one, I just put football games, traditions, things like that. With the Rose Bowl, Fiesta Bowl usually played. Football games is usually great, and it's fantastic when the NFL also lands on that day as well. This year it doesn't, but there's been many years where we have New Year's Eve, and then you're kind of like me in the aspect of New Year's Day. We head over to the Fiesta Bowl, usually early or late morning, early afternoon. Um, yeah, so Fiesta Bowl was kind of throughout those years always there.
Yeah, there were multiple Fiesta Bowl pregame parties where I just immediately ordered a Bloody Mary just to get a
Yeah,
hair of the dog because I was so hungover from the night before.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, I need alcohol to not feel sick.
yeah. Those New Year's Day parties throughout high school, college, memories beyond belief from Harkins to the Hubbard to the randomness that we landed on from year to year.
Yeah.
It's always interesting. Yeah. Oh, and I also love the ones where I just don't have to do anything. I'm a big fan of those too.
Yeah, that'll be this year. Since we're
Yeah.
still on baby watch, we are planning on making seafood pot pies and just watching like TV, just probably watching the New York ball drop or something.
Hey, you're in South Dakota. That population up there is not necessarily huge. You could be the first birth of 2026 in South Dakota.
We could be on the news.
It could be on the news. That would be
We get a present from the hospital.
in the hospital. Congratulations, you're the first baby of 2026. Um, all right. Well, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up here?
I think I'm good.
Cool.
Like I said, go Arizona and bear down January 2nd.
Cool.
Beat SMU.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you in the new year. Nothing else to add. See y'all later.